that we're good actors.
Yeah, and they should cast us in lots of.
Yeah, I would love to be in a Marvel film or a marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Yeah, of course.
Wolverine versus Miss Maisel.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one.
The Tetris sequel would be.
I would love to be this shape.
Yeah, I would do that one.
If anyone's watching this right now, please, I could do this.
You're really good at that.
Oh, I could do all kinds of.
Versatile.
Yeah.
So
Tile.
the tagline. The tagline's written for you right there. It's done.
Oh man.
Chase, Ike, how are you both doing?
Good to see you, my friend. Sorry you didn't get to talk to the Canadians in the cast.
Yeah,
you got the Americans. I apologize.
There would be too much Canadians in one room. I don't think they wanted that. So
that's true.
I'm so grateful for both of you sharing your time with us today on the show. I promise I have never said this in an interview before, but I think this is the best first season of a TV show that I've ever seen in my life. It is so amazing.
That's high praise.
Think so hard. That is amazing. That is amazing to hear.
It's so damn good. And the places that the studio goes, and of course I won't spoil anything, but it's a miracle that a show like this can exist. So we'd love to know for both of you, what was your reaction to reading the script and hearing from Seth and Evan what the studio was going to be all about? And Chase, we could start with you. When
I first read the script, it's like... you kind of are like, can't believe how risky Seth and Evan are writing this show. Like they don't have a lot of boundaries in terms of how they approach like this total skewering of Hollywood. And it just takes a lot of balls to write like what they wrote. So that part was most appealing and exciting because it's the kind of thing that people in the industry like say behind closed doors, but to put it in concrete form for the silver screen for all eternity is like a whole nother thing. So yeah, so excited, immediately on board.
Ike, how about you?
I got a call a couple of years ago from Seth who was like, hey, we're doing a show and I know you love Larry Sanders and it's about Hollywood and would you be in it? And I was like, yeah, of course. So I was already in, and then I started reading the scripts and I was just like, I have no idea how they're going to pull this off. I thought it was so ambitious, so funny. And then, as we got deeper and deeper in the process, they're like, oh yeah, it's all going to be one shot. I was like, what? That won't work. But yeah, I was very wrong to even doubt them for a second because they pulled it off and it was so exhilarating. Once we got on set, it was just a long time coming.
And exhilarating is a great word. And I think some of the most stressful I've ever felt watching an episode of television was the one shot episode and just going through that stress, the oneer. I just wanted to know, what was it like for you doing that episode? And has there ever been a time that either of you wanted to stay on set and watch something, even if you had no business being there that day?
What it was like that was an incredibly fun episode to shoot. First of all, I was a huge fan of Sarah Polley when she was an actor, and become a huge fan of hers as a director, and having her on set acting she was so funny in it. So that was just the nature of the episode was hilarious. That is the episode I think Seth is at his funniest. He could not be more bumbling, and it was so much fun to shoot. And there's definitely been times where there's a scene that I'm not in. Most love scenes I'm not in, and I show up on set that.
Yeah. When it's a close set.
When it's a close set, I make phone calls to the UPM, and I get in there, and I gotta give my feedback to what's going on, and no one wants to hear it. But no, there's been times where I've come to set to see something that I'm not in, which is rare because I don't like to leave my home.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I came to Marty.
I came to Marty.
Yeah.
I was not in the scene with Marty in it, but I had to come. And Seth was like, it's always a good sign when one of our actresses wants to come to set when they're not working. I'm like, Martin Scorsese's on set.
Yeah.
Like that's
I would have done the exact same.
That's the draw.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Were you walking around with like sides so he knows you're...
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, sorry, these are for tomorrow. I'm not shooting. I'm shooting tomorrow.
Sorry, wearing clips in my hair. I just came from HMU. Yeah, no. One of the actresses.
Did I have today? No, I'm not tomorrow.
It's part of my process.
Makeup test. It's fine. Bro.
I go really deep in my process.
New York, Techville.
Yeah, Techville. UTA.
Yeah, just seeing you around there, like I'm supposed to be here. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Put me in.
Yeah,
your next
yeah.
I love to know for both of you, when a show like this, I've been lucky to see where this season goes, obviously, but for you, what are you hoping that studio executives who are going to be watching this show are going to take away from it?
That we're good actors.
Yeah, and they should cast us in lots of.
Yeah, I would love to be in a Marvel film or a marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Yeah, of course.
Wolverine versus Miss Maisel.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one.
The Tetris sequel would be
I would
one.
love to be this shape.
Yeah, I would do that one.
If anyone's watching this right now, please, I could do
You're
this.
really good at that.
Oh, I could do all kinds of
versatile.
Yeah.
It's
Tile. So stupid.
the tagline. The tagline's written for you right there. It's done.
Oh man.
I hope they feel seen though.
Yeah, and I think they will. I've been working in this business for a long time, and I've met a lot of studio executives, and I think most of them will watch this and be like, "This is my favorite show ever."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've never, I'll tell you, I've never wanted to win an award more so I could thank Sal Saperstein, which is,
Oh my God.
so that's like my life goal now. Just any award, just so we could shout that name out.
We'll
It's just-
know
it feels right.
if the show worked, if next year's Globe someone thinks Sal
Saperstein. It's so
If Adam Scott wins for Severance, which probably should, he should thank Sal Saperstein.
Jace, for yourself there, when we were, talking about Kool-Aid in the Marty episode, and it's really interesting to see how the show handles talking about obviously like AI and hitting demographics and diversity. Like, did you yourself like feel seen, or have you been in conversations like that as you've navigated Hollywood in your career so far? When it comes to casting?
You are AI.
I am AI.
He's an AI.
Yeah.
Very
So that's kind of the bubble I circle on all the demographics. No, I mean, people are definitely usually like, so like, what are you? Like, you are not.
You Hawaiian?
Yeah, it's like, what's going on there? I've people are like, is there sort of a, like Cherokee somewhere in that pie chart? And I was like, I see how you got there, but
Doesn't
not
Cranston
quite.
in the show literally like look at Dwayne and then look at you and go, "You're too good"?
Yeah, you too, sister. And I'm like, yeah, I got a little bit. Something sprinkled in there. No, it's definitely like, it's definitely part of the zeitgeist, and it is something that is very fun to kind of make fun of, because obviously like it's just very dicey, and like trying to, there's a lot of white guilt that is kind of pulsing through lots of Hollywood, and
I have a lot of it.
a lot of it.
Very guilty.
Yeah.
The whitest, guiltiest man you're ever going to meet.
Oozing on
This side of Robert Blake.
Yeah. So it's really fun to make fun of that. And like, Seth and Evan they were like very excited, I think, to use that and have like a very open conversation about that whole topic, can of worms.
Yeah. And it's so fun to see the conversations had, but it's also like the women in the show too. Kathryn O'Hara, obviously, who is just Canadian queen to us here, and also Kathryn Hahn, who is amazing. The Kathryn's amazing. So we have this incredible like group in this show who get to have some of the just craziest moments and obviously craziest things I've seen in a show in the first season, which has been so fun. But I also wanted to call it Quinns outfits in this, just because your fits in this whole season were phenomenal.
Best
So every time we were
character.
watching a new episode,
That's very nice. Cammy Lennox, our costume designer, is a pro. And it was the kind of idea behind it is that like she is trying to dress like a mini Matt Remick. Like she is trying to dress herself like to keep up with the boys. And like you said, like all these kind of women in the mix. Like I think there is a side of Quinn that's like using the fact that she is a woman of color extremely to her advantage.
Also the style too. It's like Quinn saw like Faye Dunaway in Network, and it's like, I have to be that.
I must do that. Yeah. And also Quinn's like a Nepo baby with a huge trust fund that she bought all these like insane designer pieces. Yeah.
Ike, with Sal, what did you love most about playing a character like him? Obviously, you've worked with Seth and Evan before. So what was it like kind of to get into, bring this character to life?
Oh man. They're very good at writing me the id, I think. Sal definitely, I think, says the worst things and displays the worst behavior of anyone on the show. And so that's very fun for me to kind of act badly and do drugs at work and say things that would get you canceled. So yeah, I mean, I just really fell in love with him, just because I do think he is someone who, you know, in the pilot, when he doesn't get the job, he thinks he's going to get the job, but then his buddy gets the job. I think there's a world where they could have made it that I'm kind of trying to undermine him the whole season and trying to like get the job. But I think Sal's the kind of guy who's like, I didn't get the job. What do you need, boss? Because I'm going to stay at this job. I'm not going to move to Cupertino and work for my brother-in-law and his stupid fucking app. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to stay in this business until I die. So I just loved the way they wrote that character for me.
And I just love to know, like, how many takes do you think it took you to, you know, toss that quesarito? Like, or is that just a one-shot method? You got it.
We worked a lot on that. We had a lot of movement coaching,
offset, stage combat,
multiple Taco Bells throughout.
Get the right consistency.
Yeah, you got to get the right weight. You got to make sure it has the right heft.
The aerodynamics of a quesarito are quite technical.
Yeah, but that was a couple of.
It was only like. I think I nailed you like every 3 times.
Yeah, you really nailed me. It's where the things that you thought would take so long, sometimes we knocked out.
Yeah.
And then there's scenes where it's just like, oh, I'm just getting up from my chair and walking. And it's like, damn it, the camera didn't work that time.
Yeah, exactly.
So the more elaborate ones sometimes kind of just strangely worked out easier.
Yeah.
Love that. Last year I went to CinemaCon for the first time. So it was so fun to see how you guys tackle it this season. I'm just curious for you, leading up to where the show's going to go at the end of the season. Do you have a favorite episode that you got to work on that you're excited for everyone to check out?
I do really like our episode.
Yeah, me too.
It's fun to fight. It's fun to yell and be a big fat baby on screen.
Yeah. Yeah, we're both very infantile in that episode. I love that one. I also do love the finale. Going to Vegas was just a crazy experience. Like, it really I felt like Hunter S. Thompson by the time.
Truly. It was Fear and Loathing.
Deep into Fear and Loathing. But that was so fun, and we were all together.
The live casino floor.
I mean, there was a moment where we would shoot a take, and they would call cut, and I would walk 6 feet to a blackjack table and just get some action in between shots. So like to do that is like, I felt like I was fucking Peter Lawford in Ocean's 11. Like, it was incredible. I don't know if we'll ever get that again, but that was amazing.
That was what we would be like. They'd be like, and rolling. I would be like, where's Ike? Like, waiting for on mark, and he'd be like, I just lost $400, and then go
stuff into the pocket.
right into the scene.
Oh God, it's so good.
Incredible.
I just want to say though, I did leave Vegas like $100 up, which after being there for 2 weeks, that might as well be 10 grand.
That's huge.
I'm a winner.
Yes.
I don't have a problem. Don't say that. Don't say I had a problem.
That's gone. Cut from this interview.
Thank you.
Chase, I thank you both so much. You're both so wonderful. Like we said, we absolutely adore the show. My co-host will be on the carpet with you guys next week, so you'll get some more Canadian presence. Cool. So
we love Canada. We love Daniel. We love your partner. We love you.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you so much, guys. All the best, and just congrats again on the show. It's amazing.
That's so nice.
So nice.
So nice.
Oh.